And I don't know whether. So what I don't know is how much you are interested in sadomasochistic field of sexual intercourse. Well, I don't know whether, and what another stuff I have no idea is that how much knowledge or how far you know stuff about so sadomasochistic stuff or sadomasochistic field of sexual intercourse. I'm sorry for my clumsy manner of speaking English language. That is, and of course So if you are frequent listeners of my podcast, and to start with, so the majority listeners or the major listeners of my podcast is American people, meaning so people. So among the cohort, among the entire group of the listeners who have listened to any episode of my podcast, and the largest numbers, or the largest number of plays, well, it is occupied by the plays coming from in the United States of America, which is So I'm sorry for my weird manner so strange manner of the use of English language, but actually, correctly speaking, so what I have just told you is a correct understanding. And hello everybody. So maybe I should tell you my alias and name of this podcast. And anyway, I should start the introductory part. I should start the introductory phase of this episode. And hello everybody, I'm Richard Gon of Back to the podcast version. And by the way, Richard Gon is my own alias. And this time is about sexual stuff anyway. So if you for example, if you completely hate sexual stuff, for example, so what I'm going to talk about is sadomasochistic stuff. Meaning, what I'm going to speak out is, for example, aging, not aging of aging society, but aging. If you are, for example, so some Asian people some Asian people have difficulties, or some Asian people are complicated in the uses of some English words having similar pronunciations for Asian people. And I'm not, by the way, I'm a Japanese person and I'm a Japanese person living in Japan. And so, for example, in the perspective of a Japanese person, so the pronunciation of aging and aging are they have anyway. So the pronunciation of aging and that of aging are really similar. So which is why some people may get confused with distinction, or with distinguishing between distinguishing those two pronunciations, which is what I like to tell you. And anyway, so I don't have to say sorry for my speaking manner. And anyway, such a thing is what I'm going to talk about. So if you really hate listening to sex related stuff, or anyways, if you hate such topics or such fields, so please close, or please stop listening to this episode. And if you are interested in for example, sadomasochistic contents, and please continue to listen to this episode. And here comes the title and the conclusion of this episode. And the title is Study Denial, Aging, and Post-Orgasm, and You Become a Queen. And the conclusion is, if you want to become a dominatrix or dominatrixes, it's fine to acquire the skills of denial, aging, and post-orgasm. And recently, I posted an article to my blog, and at first, I originally planned to post that article into Medium, but actually, but actually after the checking phase, or after the inspection of Medium, so that article I created became banned, or got got banned, or and so the situation that article incurred was that that article was not displayed to the readers of that article. Meaning, so only the writer or only the author, which means in this case the only author is me. So which is why the answer is I. So which means in that situation only I can read that upload that only I could see or read that article uploaded to Medium, but actually nobody could see. At first some people could read that article, but actually so Medium closed that closed that article. So which is why so that article ceased to be displayed to the readers of Medium, because that article in terms of the terms of the service of Medium, that article infringed or violated some provisions or some parts of the terms of the service of Medium. So which is why so I unlisted that article. So which means that article is available in Medium, but actually only people who knows the link can access that article. So but actually I uploaded the same article into my blog. I have a blog. So which is why so it's possible to read that article online, and you can, and by accessing that blog you can read that article. And anyway, so what I wrote was really what I wrote was how to sexually torture men or boys, and which means what is written is a fundamental content, or what is written in that blog is really a basic one, by using easier terms, a basic one or base one, or elementary ones, which and elementary ones necessary for sexually torturing boys or men are written in that article I have recently created. And so yes, I have recently created that article, and anyway, but actually, and this episode is another easier version, really easier than what is written in that article, or what is written in that content, in that writing anyway. And so as I have told you in the title and the conclusion of this episode, what you have, so if you'd like to become a queen, or if you'd like to torture your husband, or if you'd like to torture your boyfriends by your sexual skills, or by your sexual techniques. So what you need are those three skills. And first is denial and edging, and first is denial, and second is edging, and the third is post-orgasm. And to start with, first those are there two things. So those two things, first and second, which means so deny what is going to be done by denial and edging. It's the same. What they are going to, what both of these things are going to do is the same thing. Meaning both of those sexual plays stop sexual pleasure, and the other one meaning so the post orgasm. What is going to be done? What is going to be accomplished by the post orgasm is to supply too much sexual pleasure, or too much stimuli, or too much stimuli, or too many stimuli, too much stimuli, or excessive stimuli, giving your husband or giving your boyfriend excessive amount of sexual stimuli is what is going to be accomplished by post orgasm. Yes. So I should should I explain the inverse of them? Anyway, so as I have told you the conclusion. So anyway, I'm going to tell you some of the writing I essentially created afterwards. And anyway, so maybe I do not have to tell you the explanation of each of them. Anyway, so denial is to stop sexual stimuli, or stop, for example, the typical lines that, so in the case of denial, so, and please imagine a situation of handjob, so in which, so if there's a lady or there's a girl who is jacking the penis of a boy or of a man, and she stops jacking or stroking his penis, moments before, or just before the ejaculation, and which is denial, and edging is that, so that woman was the dominatrix, or she is jacking or stroking his penis, but actually she's moving her own hand too slowly for him to reach ejaculation. So which is why, so he's suffering from extremely heightened or extremely lifted amount of sexual pleasure, because so he wants the satisfaction by orgasm, or he wants the satisfaction of his own sexual desire or sexual frustration, and but actually she doesn't give that satisfaction, and the satisfaction is of course the ejaculation of semen. So but that's, so which is edging. And anyway, so simply saying that, how should I explain? Anyway, so she's slowly jacking his penis, and he wants to come, or he wants, the come is a jargon meaning ejaculation, and he wants to come, or meaning ejaculate. To come is verb, and come should is ejaculation maybe, and so he wants to come for getting satisfaction of his own sexual desire, but actually, so she doesn't give him that satisfaction by avoiding jacking or stroking his penis fast. So by jacking his penis fast, or by stroking his penis fast, she can give him the satisfaction, but actually she doesn't give him that sexual satisfaction. And the other stuff was the third one, which is post-orgasm, and which is going to be done after the ejaculation. So after the ejaculation, so man has to recharge the semen. Please understand that in such a manner. So but actually, so just after the ejaculation, just after the ejaculation. I'm sorry, I couldn't pronounce well, and so their penises are sensitive for meanings, and so please imagine a situation of handjob in which there's a girl who is a sadist, and she is jacking the penis of a man who is a masochist, and he ejaculates. Please imagine that situation, and so which means, so semen was shot out of his penis, and semen fell onto the hand of that dominatrix, and but she doesn't stop jacking his penis, meaning, so he is suffering from extremely stimuli, or extremely tickling sensation is what that man has to get through, and which is painful. So extremely pain. So perhaps so please imagine that after the ejaculation, and if you jack the penis of, for example, of your boyfriend, so he is going to suffer from extremely harsh pain. So which is what you are, well, which is so which is what he's going to experience. So did I misuse the words between, so explain or explain like extreme. Anyway, so maybe I might have made a mistake in using English language, but actually, so after, so if you'd like to do, so I should tell you the opposite. I should tell you the opposite stuff. So if you'd like to torture your husbands or your boyfriends by using the skill of post-orgasm, so you have to let them come away. You have to let them ejaculate their own semen, and after which you can't stop jerking or stroking his penis or their penises, and they are going to suffer from such a extremely stimulus sensations. But actually, you can stop jerking or stroking their penises, and you can, so if possible, so you may be able to release them into shooting their squat, yes, and squat. You can force them to squat another type of liquid, and that liquid is called, the male squat. And some of you may have heard of the name male squat, and which means, so after the orgasm, and you just if you're girls, and it's fine, you can if you're boys, and you can do by yourselves by using your own penises. And if you keep jerking the penises of men, and they are going to after their ejaculations, and some of them may be able to so not to squander, but shoot or so this charge another type of liquid different from semen, and that another type of liquid has a close constituents to urine. So which is why, so that is a kind of that is another type of urination. So I'm not an expert in that field of science, but actually, so anyway, so post orgasm is or male squat is such kind of thing. Please imagine, please imagine in such a manner. So and this is all actually. So I don't think I need to explain what is written in that article. So I'm going to write the link of that article I recently created. So if you are interested in that article or what is written in that article, please take a look at the description column of this episode, and so that so what is you need to so you can see some sections, and for example conclusion and target readers and method, and it's fine to read the section of method, and so that you can find out how to sexually torture your boyfriends or your husbands, and you can how should I say, you can get power against or over your boyfriends or your lovers. So which is why, so in that sense, so those three skills, denial, edging, and post-orgasm, are recommendable for girls, not for boys, but for girls. So which is what I'd like you to know this time. So I'm going to tell you the title and the conclusion of this episode, and I'm going to end this episode, or I'm going to finish this recording. And the title is Study Denial, Edging, and Post-Orgasm, and you become a queen. And the conclusion is, if you want to become a dominatrix or dominatrixes, or dominatrices, the correct word is dominatrices, but actually, so I wrote this plural for anyway, roughly saying for non-native speakers of English language, and I'm a non-native speaker of English language, which is why, so I can understand which word is easier for non-native speakers. And the conclusion is, if you want to become a dominatrix or dominatrixes, it's fine to acquire the skills of denial, edging, and post-orgasm. And if you'd like to, so torture your boyfriend or husband, if you'd like to get the power against your for example, your husbands or your boyfriends or your spouses, and please And if you are, and I'm assuming, or I'm thinking that the majority of listeners of this episode are women. So which is why I recommend those three skills. So that's it. Thank you very much for listening. See you.